How to Draw Land by the Worldbuilding School. Hey world builders, my name is Nate Smith, but you may know me as Van Cano, and I'm the founder of the Worldbuilding School. Now today I'm going to show you a very simple technique for how to draw land. This is normally something I would do if I was drawing by hand, but today I'm going to do it in Photoshop, purely for the ease of filming this video, just so I can show you the technique. But it's up to you. You can either follow on by hand with pen and paper, or by Photoshop. Either doesn't matter. But first, before I get through to the tutorial, I'd just like to give you a little message from our sister site, the Fantasy Map Market. Enjoy. This video is going to show you how to draw land for your own map. But why do the hard work? The Fantasy Map Market sells pre-made fantasy maps that you can pick up and slot straight into your next homebrew campaign. Or if you enjoy drawing maps, we sell tools, icons, and a map generator to help you along the way. Head over to fantasymapmarket.com, buy a map, and build the world you've always dreamed of. Okay, so here we are in Photoshop, and I'm going to go through the basic steps I would do to draw land if I was doing it through paper, but obviously in this instance it's all digital. So first thing to note, because it's Photoshop, I've got my layers set out down here. So background for you would be your piece of paper. The outline I would use a pencil, and the land I would draw in ink or a darker pencil and then ink later. So first thing I do in that outline is I just want to kind of work on the general shape of what I want to play with. So I'm not going to anything too detailed. I'm just pulling in some rough outlines. Something like this would do. And I'm using my Wacom tablet, so I've got a pressure sensitive brush if you are following along on Photoshop. What I might do here is to add a little bit more up that way, all that way. That'll do. So as you'd have drawn this in pencil, it'd be a thin line. I'd use something like a B4, sorry. So it's a soft line that can be rubbed out later. But for me, I'm just gonna whack this all the way down to 50%, maybe 20. Yeah, 20% is good, so I can still see it. And then I'm gonna go back over. I might increase the size of my brush a little, up to 10. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around where I've got, and I'm gonna add a bit more of a detailed coastline using this original outline as an example, as a guide rather. What you notice here is where I've added extra outline, I'm just filling that in as one continuous coastline. It just means that you don't have to go back and rub out bits of this outline, because you're going to rub it all out anyway. Just deal with that post drawing your line. In fact, I'm going to zoom in a little, might be a bit easier. Let's get some bit more detail. Tell I've not used a tablet in a little bit of a while. So what I'll do now is I'll just go ahead and draw all these lines in, and then we'll come back. Yeah, okay, so there we are. We have all the outline is now done in a darker ink. So next step will be to rub out your pencil lines. But for me, I can just switch off the outlines in Photoshop, and then we have a clean, a nice clean line to work with. So next thing that I would do is I would go on the bottom side of all my islands and I would thicken the line, because what I like of this is I think it gives it a bit of a pop, makes it feel as though the land is coming out of the sea. That's probably zoomed in a little too much. There we go, let's go for 100. So I'm going to whack this up and do my best to trace along. Let's do a bit more. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to draw on like verticals like this. Because I want to give the illusion that this is a cliff side. And the good chances that you wouldn't see the cliff on, say, this bit here. Right, so again, I'll speed through the video, draw all this in, and then we can come back to it after. And there you have it. That's the finished land. It's ready for your next step of mapping, whether you want to go on and do your sea and define the sea with maybe some hatching, or maybe you want to start looking at your plates and where you would put mountains and start planning out your different cities. But that basically is how to draw land by the Worldbuilding School. Hope you've enjoyed. Any questions, please put in the comments below, and I look forward to chatting with you. All the best.